Let me tell you something undeniable. The people, the situations, and the circumstances you walked away from are still exactly where you left them. The ones who doubted you, the ones who laughed at your dreams, and the ones who told you it couldn't be done are still trapped in the same mindset. They haven't moved forward, not because they couldn't, but because they didn't have the courage to try. They stayed where it was comfortable, where it was safe, while you chose to step into the unknown. As Proverbs 29:25 says, fear of man will prove to be a snare, but whoever trusts in the Lord is kept safe. It wasn't easy, was it? You made the decision to walk away, to rise above, and to pursue something greater. You chose growth over stagnation, progress over complacency. And yes, the journey was hard. There were moments when you doubted yourself, moments when fear gripped your heart and made you question if it was all worth it. But you didn't let those moments define you. You didn't let the weight of uncertainty pull you back. You pushed forward, step by step, even when it felt like you were climbing a mountain in the dark. Remember Psalm 37:23-24. The Lord makes firm the steps of the one who delights in him. Though ye may stumble, he will not fall, but the Lord upholds him with his hand. And now look at you. You're not where you used to be. You're not the person you used to be. You have grown, evolved, and transformed into someone stronger, someone wiser, someone who knows their worth. You left behind the voices that tried to keep you small, the people who couldn't see your vision, and the doubts that whispered lies into your ears. You walked away, not just from them, but from the version of yourself that didn't believe in their own power. As 2 Corinthians 5:17 reminds us, therefore, if anyone is in Christ, the new creation has come. The old has gone, the new is here. They're still where you left them. They're stuck in their old ways, their old stories, their old fears. They're still telling themselves the same excuses, still waiting for something to change without realizing that change requires action. They chose the comfort of their limitations over the discomfort of growth. But you chose differently. You chose to take the first step, even when it was terrifying. You chose to believe in your dreams even when no one else did. You chose to rise, even when it felt like the weight of the world was trying to keep you down. Philippians 4:13 declares, I can do all this through him who gives me strength. You see, transformation doesn't happen by accident. It happens when you decide that enough is enough. It happens when you take responsibility for your life and refuse to let your circumstances dictate your destiny. That's what you did. You made the decision to leave behind what no longer served you. You made the decision to grow, to evolve, to become more. And that decision is what sets you apart. Romans 12:2 advises, do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will. There will always be people who don't understand your journey. They will question your choices, doubt your dreams, and try to pull you back into the life you've outgrown. But their opinions are not your reality. Their limitations are not your limitations. You've already proven that you have the strength to rise above. You've already shown that you're willing to do the hard work, to face the fears, and to embrace the challenges that come with growth. Galatians 1:10 asks, am I now trying to win the approval of human beings or of God? Or am I trying to please people? If I were still trying to please people, I would not be a servant of Christ. You didn't let the setbacks stop you. You didn't let the failures define you. You saw every obstacle as an opportunity, every challenge as a chance to grow. While they stayed stuck, you kept moving forward. While they stayed comfortable, you embraced discomfort. While they waited for change to come to them, you went out and created it. James 1:2-4 encourages us. Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. Think about how far you've come. Think about the battles you've fought, the mountains you've climbed, and the storms you've weathered. You didn't just survive those moments, you thrived because of them. You used every setback as fuel, every rejection as motivation, every moment of doubt as a stepping stone to something greater. And now you're standing tall, not because it was easy, but because you refused to give up. Isaiah 40:31 says, "But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint." The people you left behind are still waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect opportunity, the perfect set of circumstances, but you know better. You know that perfection is a myth and that progress is messy. You know that the only way to grow is to take action, to step out in faith, and to keep moving forward, even when the path isn't clear. Proverbs 3:5-6 advises, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your paths straight." You are unstoppable, not because life has been kind to you, but because you've learned how to turn your pain into power, your struggles into strength, and your setbacks into success. You've learned that resilience is built in the fire, that courage is forged in the face of fear, and that greatness is born from the willingness to keep going when everyone else has stopped. 2 Timothy 1:7 reminds us, "For the Spirit God gave us does not make us timid, but gives us power, love, and self-discipline." So let me remind you of this. You don't need their approval. You don't need their validation. You don't need their permission to succeed. You've already proven to yourself that you have what it takes. You've already shown that you can rise above the doubts, the fears, and the obstacles. And because of that, you're not where you were, and you never will be again. 1 Corinthians 5:58 encourages, "Therefore, my dear brothers and sisters, stand firm. Let nothing move you. Always give yourselves fully to the work of the Lord, because you know that your labor in the Lord is not in vain." The question now is, what will you do next? Will you keep moving forward? Will you keep growing, evolving, and striving for more? The choice is yours. But let me tell you this, you've come too far to stop now. You've overcome too much to settle for anything less than the greatness you were destined for. Keep going, keep believing, keep showing the world that nothing can stop you. Because you are not where you were, you are exactly where you need to be, and your journey is far from over. Jeremiah 29:11 assures us, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." When you look back on your journey, remember the moments that shaped you, the moments when everything seemed to fall apart, but ended up being the foundation for something better. Those moments weren't easy. They tested your resolve and your faith. But those moments were also the turning points that made you who you are today. They reminded you that strength isn't about never falling. It's about rising every time you do. Micah 7:8 says, "Do not gloat over me, my enemy. Though I have fallen, I will rise. Though I sit in darkness, the Lord will be my light." Let's talk about the people who stayed where you left them. They're still clinging to their old patterns, their old excuses, their old fears. They haven't realized that growth requires sacrifice, sacrificing comfort, sacrificing familiarity, and sometimes even sacrificing relationships that hold you back. They see the risk and decide it's not worth it. They see the discomfort and choose to stay in their safe little world. But you chose to take the leap. You chose to risk it all for a chance to become everything you were meant to be. Matthew 16, verse 24 reminds us, "Then Jesus said to his disciples, 'Whoever wants to be my disciple must deny themselves and take up their cross and follow me.'" You knew that staying in the same place would only lead to regret. You knew that comfort zones are nothing more than prisons disguised as safety, and so you broke free. You stepped into the unknown, into the challenges, into the uncertainty. And that's where transformation happens. That's where you find out who you really are. Every great story has a moment of decision, a moment when the hero must choose between the easy path and the hard one. You chose the hard path. You chose to fight for your dreams, even when the odds were against you. You chose to believe in yourself, even when no one else did. And that choice has made all the difference. Deuteronomy 31 verse 6 encourages, "Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them, for the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you." Now, let's be clear. The journey isn't over. Growth is a lifelong process. But you've already proven that you have what it takes to keep going. You've already shown that you can face the storms, climb the mountains, and overcome the obstacles. And because of that, there is no limit to what you can achieve. As Ephesians 3:20 declares, "Now to him who is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine, according to his power that is at work within us." The people you left behind will continue to watch from the sidelines, wondering how you did it, wishing they had the courage to do the same. But their journey is not your responsibility. You've shown them what's possible. Whether they choose to follow is up to them. Your job is to keep moving forward, to keep growing, to keep becoming the best version of yourself. So as you take your next step, remember this. The only person who can stop you is you. The only thing that can hold you back is the belief that you're not enough. But you are enough. You've always been enough, and now you're proving it to yourself and the world. Philippians 1:6 reminds us, "Being confident of this, that he who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Christ Jesus." This is your time. This is your moment. The past is behind you, and the future is waiting. Go out there and show the world what you're made of. Because you are not where you were. You are exactly where you're meant to be, and the best is yet to come. Hebrews 12 verse 1 encourages, "Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles, and let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us."
Help us grow our faith-based Christian channel by subscribing, and don't forget to like and share to spread the message.